And away we go. All right. Looking good today. Lovely and sunny here in Marlborough. I hope it is wherever you're tuning in around the world. Shout out to my brother watching from Australia. Ooh. How much time do we have? World Gardening Federation champion Reg McGundry. He made me say that.
15 seconds, Benny.
Copy that. Think I've got everything. We'll soon find out. Kia ora, my friends. How do you do? I, Benny Ward, am here in the garden for another cold open. This is MML 139, and it's not just any old episode of MML. This is the first episode of 2026, and we're kicking off with a bang. It was more of a slam, but we're kicking off with a bang. Today, and this occurred to me during rehearsals, and I know what you're saying. You actually rehearse this stuff. Well, I do. It occurred to me during rehearsals, this is probably the most ambitious, jam-packed, action-packed episode of Monday Morning Live ever. So strap yourselves in, here we go. Grab a water and settle in, because this could be a beautiful disaster. We'll do live gardening. We're continuing our Bokashi experiment. We'll play What's in the Bag when I sample something from the Marlborough Farmers Market. We'll have a few jokes along the way. We will play something from the garden. And, oh, there's one other thing we were going to do. Last week, I started to have some concerns over the chlorination of the water here in Marlborough. I did a little taste test, and there was definitely a difference in the taste. Today, I'm going to do the first ever, making history, with the first ever live, on-air pH water test. We're comparing our tap water to filtered water to see if there's any difference in pH. All those things and many more. In fact, all those things are coming up right here, right now, on Monday Morning Live. Shout out to Mum. Thanks for watching. Let's kick off today with... Why don't we kick off with What's in the Bag? Hang on. Jumped the gun a little bit there. Let's kick off today with What's in the Bag? Today I'm sampling something I got from the Marlborough Farmers Market. And it's something a little bit special. Well, they all are. Today, I'm going to eat a macaron. Now, some of the more wise viewers there may know exactly what a macaron is. I've only recently discovered. It's basically a meringue, sort of a two slices of meringue with cream and some jam and stuff in the middle. This comes from Millie's macarons. Now, Millie's is a real good success story for the Marlborough Farmers Market. Jimmy and Millie, they approached me about 4 months ago at the farmers market, and they said, are you the guy to talk to about having a stall here at the farmers market? Talk to them about the process and how it would work. We talked about potential layout options for them, where they could go in the market, what their product could possibly be. There was a sort of a niche in the market. Niche, good word. And here they are. Here's a macaron from Millie's Macarons. They were at the Marlborough Farmers Market for the first time ever yesterday, and they'll be there every week. Going forward, let's try a macaron. Yum. Now, this is a strawberry and white chocolate macaron. Very nice. Thanks for Millie's. Now, there's a reason why we did What's in the Bag first. Because this episode could get a little messy. In more ways than one. And I'm not talking about the soccer player. We're going to do some live gardening soon. We're going to test some water to test the pH. Who knows what's going to happen here, so we thought we'd get all the sort of eating part where I need my hands to be clean, get the eating out of the way early. With that in mind, let's play Something from the Garden. Still working on the theme song. Actually, I made it up just then. This is a capsicum. Now, this is capsicum special. Well, they all are, but this one even more so. This capsicum I grew this from a seed that I got from a capsicum that we grew last year at a Golden Mile Produce. Shout out to Stephen and Sally and Sandra. And Razor, if they're watching. Now this, believe it or not, it's a red capsicum, but I couldn't really wait for it to ripen and turn red. Because, unlike a hospital, I don't have a lot of patience. It's too early. Let's try some capsicum now. Yeah, nice and crunchy, nice and fresh. Juicy. It's got a lot of water. So I grew this capsicum from a seed. Now, why does a capsicum seed need a lot of water to germinate? Because it starts with a C. Get it? A C. It starts with a C. No, still nothing. But nothing. Okay, we'll try again later. Speaking of C's, which letter of the alphabet has the most water? The C. They're not getting any better, are they? Speaking of water, let's test our water. This is filtered water. Tastes delicious. Never underestimate the value of water. This, on the other hand, is tap water. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the pH of both of these waters. We're going to see if there's any difference. Because my theory is the chlorine that's being added to our water is changing the pH of the water, and therefore affecting the plant's abilities to absorb nutrients. Now, I've got myself the Benny's 6100 series pH testing unit. Consists of this little test cup with two little straws. There's a little bit of water on the bottom. Two little straws, one with a T, one with an F for tap and fresh and filtered water. We're gonna test some now. Now we've got here the pH testing solution. We've got here a little vial. Vial. It's a harsh word, isn't it? Calling something like this vial. This is barium sulfate. This helps to determine the pH. And the little testing vial is here. So strap ourselves in. This could be anything, or it could be nothing. Either way, it's probably going to be funny. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to test the fresh water first. No, it's not fresh water. Filtered water. The filtered water. I'm going to test the filtered water first. Just going to get a little bit in the little test tube here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in 2.5 mils, very scientific, of this pH testing solution. 2.5 mils. I'm trying to go along quickly here so we don't run out of time. As I say, we've got a jam-packed episode today. We're going to put in, using our little spoon, we're going to put in 1 scoop of this barium sulfate. Put that in there. And we'll put in some of our filtered water. Just like that. Put the lid on, give it a good shake. Shout out to Lee, thanks for joining us. Just halfway through testing the pH of our filtered water versus our tap water to see if the chlorination of the water these days has an effect on its pH. So we've got our little tube there with the F on it. We're going to squeeze that out. We're going to pop that in. We're going to pop it in there. That's our filtered water done. Now it's time for our tap water. Just going to rinse it out. Rinse that out. Okay, so again, we get a little bit of our. Hang on, we need to empty that. Here we go. Live TV. Anything can happen. Rinse that out. Okay, so we put in a little bit of our testing solution, 2.5 mils. We put in a scoop of our barium sulfate. Oh, can't get the grip on the spoon there. Scoop of that stuff. In there, goes over there. And we're going to put in a little bit of our tap water, which has been chlorinated. Squeeze that in there. Okay, give it a shake. Give it another shake. The patented Benny's shake. Fascinating stuff. Good turnout today. Thank you everybody for watching. We're going to put a little bit of this tap water into the little straw here. There we go. Now the moment of truth. Is there a difference in pH between filtered water and tap water? And you can clearly see, yes, there is. Now the darker of the colour We can see on our little colour chart here, the darker of the colour means it's more alkaline, the lighter the colour means it's more acidic. And you can see that our fresh water, our filtered water is definitely darker than our tap water. So there we go. I've just proved my hypothesis. It wasn't a theory, because up until now I hadn't proved it. It's now a hypothesis, because it has been proven. Filtered water has a different pH to tap water, meaning that tap water is more acidic due to the chlorine that's been added. This, however, is filtered water. Let's enjoy some now. Crikey, we're running out of time. But never underestimate the value of water. Right, we need to do our live gardening. This is where we're going to continue our bokashi experiment. This is our bokashi solution so far. So 3 weeks ago, we mixed 2 parts of water with 1 part rice. We left that solution to sit for a week, and then we mixed, what did we mix? We mixed 1 part of that solution with 10 parts milk. And this is the result after 2 weeks. You see the milk fats have separated out at the top, and the liquid solution is at the bottom. Now, it definitely has a smell to it now, an aroma, if you will. Oh, it's more than an aroma. That's almost a stench. Because it is fermenting. Now, what we're going to do is we want to get rid of the milk fats at the top. So we're going to use the patented Benny sieve. We're going to sieve out those solids so that we leave just the liquid solution. Fascinating stuff, I know. Bear with me, folks. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to mix. For every 2.5 parts of this solution, we're going to mix half a part of water. So we've got about 10 cups of solution here. So I'm no mathematician, but that equates to about 2 cups of water. I'm going to pour that in. Now, for every 3 parts of this, we're going to add 6 tablespoons of sugar. The sugar is going to feed the solution and really kick off that fermenting process. Mix it up with this wooden spoon. Don't mention the knights. Just to dissolve that sugar. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to... So, let's go back a step. What we want to do is we want to have a system where we can sort of pre-compost all the things you wouldn't normally put on the compost. We're mixing that up. Now, we want to be able to have some sort of a system where we can put our food scraps into a bin and then sort of layer it with a layer of food scraps and then a layer of something that has absorbed this solution. We're going to use some old newspaper. And I'm just going to soak the newspaper in there. Soak the newspaper in the solution so it absorbs it. Then I've got myself one of these patented Benny's 6100 series Ziploc bags, available in the gift shop. Why not buy 2? And we're going to put our newspaper soaked in our bokashi solution into the Ziploc bag. Just like that. We're going to leave that for a week to 10 days. Oops, almost dropped it. Leave that in there for about a week to 10 days. And then we'll hang them up to dry. That's the next phase of our bokashi composting experiment. Well, you can see why I did all my my eating earlier in the show. Right, speaking of the show, we're running out of time for it. I want to thank each and every one of you that joined me on my journey last year on YouTube. Getting pretty close to another massive milestone on YouTube, so watch this space. We've talked about our water, with our cup of water. Now, speaking of cups of water, here we go. Somebody knocked on, Reg McGundry, he's the World Gardening Federation champion. What happened when Reg McGundry fell in the pool? That's not a joke, it's a question. You'll have to tune into YouTube to find out later on today. But Reg McGundry was just chilling at his house one day. Somebody knocked on the door. And they said, excuse me, we're looking for donations. We're building a new local community pool. And we're looking for donations. So Reg McGundry gave them a glass of water. It took a while. Not sure we completely got there, but that'll do. And that'll do us for another week here on Monday Morning Live. Thank you to everybody who joins me on my YouTube channel, which is Monday Morning Live. Thank you to everybody who joins me at the Marlborough Farmers Market every Sunday morning. You can see me anytime you want on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, at iBenny. Oh, that was weird. I don't know what happened then. And I Penny Ward, we'll see you next time in the garden. Because diamonds are forever. And so is Monday Morning Live.